from BBC Sounds with me, Anushka Matandadawati. Make sure you subscribe and turn on your push notifications so you never miss a thing. Here at the Southern District of New York Court in Lower Manhattan, it is the same, what one journalist has described to me as circus, as it usually is. Justin, Diddy's son, just walked past and got absolutely mobbed by influencers and news agencies and people just walking past on the street. So, yeah, nothing's really changing. But before we get into things today, a reminder: Diddy is on trial for charges of sex trafficking, transportation for prostitution, and racketeering with conspiracy. These are charges he's consistently denied. A warning: this episode contains descriptions of violence. Now, this is our weekly roundup episode, and later we'll be hearing from our resident criminal defense attorney, Sean Kent, who's going to be answering some of those questions you've been sending us on WhatsApp. But first, we have the BBC's New York correspondent, Neda Taufik, to fill us in on what happened today and the rest of the week. Hi, Neda. So, today was the final day of having victim two, who's using the name Jane to protect her identity, on the stand. Neda, what kind of stuff did we find out from cross examination?
The day started actually with a 2 hour delay because there was a debate over whether a famous rapper could be named. And Diddy's lawyer actually complained that Diddy and the public weren't able to hear that conversation between the judge and the parties. But ultimately, the rapper wasn't named. And we find out why that's important because during cross examination, the defense returned to this incident where Jane flew with a famous rapper and his girlfriend to Las Vegas. And after partying with them and going to a strip club, they later went to a hotel. And she testified about people in the room having a sexual encounter, about half a dozen, while a male escort had sex with the rapper's girlfriend and they watched. And Jane, under cross examination, admitted a few things. First, that this was, quote, an icon of the music industry that she flew with. Secondly, that she was dancing and flashed her chest to the people in the room, and that the rapper had approached her and said that he always wanted to have sex with her because he found her so sexy. So we have Jane testifying about an incident where she is in this environment where Diddy is nowhere to be seen. And she's also asked to call an escort that she might know. She calls one up and she tells Diddy's lawyer that perhaps they got the sense from her that she was involved in that swinger lifestyle, and perhaps that's why they asked her. So that was a real key piece of cross examination today.
And you used the term there, swinging.
Here's
Now,
the
let's talk about
funny
some of the
part about this
charges.
whole situation. So here's the funny part. Nobody knew who the rapper was in the girlfriend. And we didn't find out until the tension whore himself marches himself down to the courtroom right after that testimony. Kanye West comes down. They said he only stayed about 30 minutes down there. I guess he wanted to hear more of what she had to say about him. And here's what is frustrating about the Diddy case. This female that's going by Jane Doe, she is being alleged to be 50 Cent's second baby mother, and her name is Daphne Joy. Daphne sounds like she was all in. She was all into what he wanted to do, and there was no force. So, why are they putting her on the stand? I don't know. She's also admitted that he's still paying her bills to this day, and that she really loved him and really liked him, but he did traumatize her in this whole process. But for me, the whole point of this case is for them to prove sex trafficking. And why are we speaking to a non-sex trafficking person? She is in her testimony insinuating that she felt the pressure and that things were insinuated to her to do certain things, quid pro quo. But she cannot say definitively that he said, if I don't do this, um, things are going to badly happen to me or whatever. Now, Cassidy, I'm sorry, Cassie can say those things, but her, no. I don't think that he's going to be charged with anything. I really don't think he's going to be charged with anything. I think that he may get probation because this testimony is weakening their case. But everybody wants a piece of the clout. So Kanye West goes down to the courthouse and now we know that he was slutting his AKA play wife. They say it's his wife. I don't know. I say play wife because right he got with her right after Kim. I don't even think they married. Whatever, his play wife and Bianca and watched her have sex with a prostitute. And she always looked like a prostitute herself. And now we know why he was with her because she was into the swinger stuff that he was into. She was okay with his voyeurism and his cockle, whatever they call it, people that sit in the background jerking off behavior. And now 50 Cent is spiraling. So because we finally find out why 50 Cent does not like Diddy and then why he was being why the anger towards Diddy was escalating. It's been escalating because he was slutting out his baby mom. His pride and joy, the baby mom who he paraded around everywhere and praised all the time and the child that she had was considered his golden child and he was going to leave everything to, and he's so much better than Marquise, his first child, and this is going to be his legacy. And now it's smeared, and he's now associated with a whore because that's essentially what she is. She whored herself out for the lifestyle. She wanted to be around this because there was times where Diddy was on the phone talking to her and saying, "Look, I'm not going to chase you. You can go your way and I'll go my way." She came back to this. He would leave her alone. He would give her space, and she would come back when he would call. So she had opportunity to get away from this. She wasn't forced. This witness was not forced. Now Cassie was a different story. And so now everybody wants clout, including 50 Cent's baby mom, Shaniqua Tompkins. She's now claiming that he would beat on her and that the first time 50 Cent beat on her was when she was pregnant with Marquise and that he continued to beat on her after that. And so she decided to leave. And that's why he hates her so much because she left him. And I believe that. I do believe that because when Little Kim rejected him, he couldn't let it go. And the shit happened 20 years ago. He couldn't let it go so much so he actually took digs at Little Kim's daughter. The man is really sad. He's a sad, small man who loves to, degrade and bully women. He's a big punk. And so now he's trying to take custody of her child, and in a Instagram post he said he so much so and so many degrading words about the mother of his child. Now I don't know if I still have the you know the screenshot of it, but it was disgusting. It was deplorable what he was calling her. He's like in a like little bitch, and I'm gonna have custody of my son in a minute. Just craziness. And he's spiraling because the word is his mother was a lady of the night, and that's what got her killed. And it could be that he is being triggered by this whole situation. And if that's the case, he needs to go to therapy. Now, let's let's keep unraveling this thing because this is a mess. This is a big mess. So now everybody's talking. Everybody wants clout from the Diddy situation. So much so there's a stripper that I believe he testified in the case already. He's now doing interviews and he's talking about how he slept with Cassie and how Diddy so he was called up on the phone by Cassie and offered, I think it was $1,500, to come right now. And one of the requests was bring baby oil, and it had to be Johnson and Johnson. And then he was told as he was driving, he was 40 minutes away or whatever. He was like, "If you ain't Johnson and Johnson, don't even come." So he brings the baby oil, he gives it to him. Diddy has his own baby oil right next to him, and immediately she's going in, she's touching on him, and Diddy comes in and he has um a, a scarf around his face, Celine's shades on. He has his hoodie pulled real tightly, or so that his I guess his identity is hidden. He's sitting down, I guess. I think I forget all the details, but he was sitting down or sat down and he had no bottoms on. He was butt naked, dick out, hanging out. And while the dude is getting top and having sex with Cassie, Diddy's in the corner jerking off. I mean, this guy is just so weird. And he said for years, he's a freak, he's a freak, he's a freak. And that was the biggest reason why he didn't want to get married, because he was afraid that his girl would lose the freak in her if they got married. And that could be true. That could have been true, because if she was the wife, she would have had stock in him. And she would have been able to say, "No, I'm not doing this." And he would have been like, "Well, I'm done with you." And then she'd have been like, "Well, you're going to have to pay me." And he's going to have to pay her something because they're married. So, now Cassie wants to collect. She's got 20 million from him, and she just they're saying that she's making negotiations to get 10 million from the hotel that hid the tape of him beating and dragging her. This is all just very sad what he's doing, and he does need to be brought to justice. But I don't know if it's going to happen. I really don't. I don't feel like the case is strong enough. I really don't. So I also have there was a new update about R. Kelly, who whose situation is vastly similar to Diddy's, except for Diddy didn't have any issues with children. R. Kelly does. Well, R. Kelly is claiming that they're saying he overdosed in jail, and he is claiming the that the guards gave it to him, and he believes that they're trying to kill him, and he wants to be released from jail. And I'm like, hell no. Hell no. He needs to stay his ass in jail. This guy's a violent and dangerous pedophile. And he needs to be kept in jail. So he was hospitalized for an overdose after prison staff gave him an amount of medicine that could have killed him, and was later forcefully removed from a hospital against medical advice. His lawyers allege in a statement to CBS News and a federal court filing. The disgraced singer's lawyer, Bleu, is requesting that a judge move him to home detention from the North Carolina prison where he is serving his sentence. Oh, he's down south. Yeah, they something else down there. A statement was released and it says Mr. Kelly is in danger, and threats come from the Bureau of Prison officers whose duty is to protect him. Brinley wrote in a court motion filed Monday. He alleges the Federal Bureau of Prisons is seeking to kill Kelly to cover up crimes committed in the investigation of his case. When asked for a comment Tuesday about the allegations, a spokesperson from the Bureau of Prisons told CBS News, "For privacy, safety, and security reasons, we do not discuss the conditions of confinement for any incarcerated individual, including medical and health related issues." The Bureau also said it does not comment on pending litigation or legal proceedings. I'm sure they did it. I'm sure they did it, but I don't know. Unless he got to be able to prove that this medicine was given to him by staff, because then they could say, if there's no like video proof or documentation of medicines, he it could be said that he is making this up, and that he set this up, and that in fact he was given this by another prisoner, and it could be listed as contraband that he received. So we'll see. I don't think they should let him out. No, he's right where he needs to be at. He's dangerous, and he needs to serve his time. He's hurt a lot of children and done a lot of nasty, deplorable things, pissing on people just like Diddy's nasty ass. These two nasty motherfuckers need to be in jail. You see Lil Wayne on my screen. So the reason why I have Lil Wayne up there is because Lil Wayne released the Carter Six, and it's god awful. It's a terrible album. It's terrible. But the only thing that sticks out to me from that album is the song "Band from New Orleans." It's a song that it's a remake of the band from TV beat. And I like the remix. The remix has Nicki Minaj in it, and Nicki is doing what she typically does. She's taking shots at people, but surprisingly, she's taking shots at her ex bandmate, not bandmate, her ex label mate Drake. In a verse, she says, "You're pushing P," and making reference to an incident where Ti is said that one of his friends, well, associates, peed on Drake in a movie theater. And this was talked about when Drake first came out, and it was, and Ti subsequently confirmed it in the song, and I forget what the song name is. You got to do your research on that. And then I think it's because he's mad that She's mad that he's working with Lotto, and Nikki can't stand Lotto, and that's a big betrayal for her because she hasn't worked with any of his ops. So anyway, Nikki also takes shots at Jay Z because the Super Bowl was in New Orleans, and because Jay Z is the director of music for the Super Bowl, every rapper feels entitled now when the Super Bowl comes to their city to be on the bill. Well, Jay Z didn't feel that way, and that's why Kendrick Lamar performed at the New Orleans Super Bowl. And Wayne was very upset about it, and depressed about it, and played victim and, you know, did what Wayne does, speaking riddles. Whereas Nicki, his mouthpiece, went and called Jay Z bitter and said that he's doing this out of spite because he doesn't like Drake or Nicki because he knew that Wayne would bring those two because those are his two biggest artists that he's broke out. And I don't think it was all about that. I think it was more about Wayne and if Wayne could put on a good show. And we've seen Wayne cannot put on a good show. He's not a good performer. And his performance at the BET Awards was overhyped. It was really nothing to it other than him bouncing around as per usual and rapping over the lyrics. Kendrick has a well thought out show. It's very cohesive. It's lots of artistry in it. It's a lot of thought to it. It's not just a typical rapper concert, and that's what Jay Z wanted on that stage. And he's reliable. He shows up. He's not late, and Wayne is notoriously late. And so they're vilifying Jay Z, and it's just really sad to see because we're the only community that does that. Will publicly announce to the world our disdain for each other instead of handling it privately. Other cultures don't do that. It's only the African American community that does that foolishness, and I can't stand it. So anyway, tell me what you think. Do you think Diddy's going to be charged? Do you think Kanye West coming to the courthouse is indicative of that? It was him. He's the rapper that was at the swinger party. I think it is indicative that he is the one because not only did he show up to the courthouse, he also tweeted Trump asking for a pardon for Diddy. Why is he going so hard for Diddy? Because if Diddy's indicted, he may get indicted. Who knows? Nobody's safe. Anyway, make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you leave 5-star rating, and y'all have a good night.